Fran, did you like what your press did as far as getting your guys into the flow of the game?
You know, it was really interesting. It obviously affected the game, I mean, pretty much completely because, you know, we turned them over. We didn't let them get rhythm. It made us play sometimes too fast. And we were quick shooting it. We didn't shoot it that well in the first half because it was kind of a scrambled game. And we didn't run a lot of set stuff. And really, we're not that efficient on offense, whether they were in zone or man. We sort of just scored our buckets, you know, because of the kind of game it was. So, you know, we did steal it 19 times. We turned them over, 31? So that's great, and I want to play that way, but we have to be careful. We need to be a little bit more efficient, I think, with our half-court offense.
You think Aaron White at the front of that, because of his length, could really be a key in that?
Well, he and Gabe, I mean, Gabe I thought was tremendous. They went on that 10-0 run. We had that group in there, and you know, when blew it back open, when Oglesby got hot, you know, really got them sideways, and that's what you want to see. You know, it can't just be a few players that are your press. We have a lot of different people we can put on the ball that we can press with. And as the game went on, we got better at it, I thought.
You mentioned last week how during the scrimmage that White had some struggles early on, playing at the three, and then got better as it went along. Did you sense a lot of improvement there today?
I thought he was fine. I mean, I thought he was good. You know, you look at the minutes we'd like to have gotten. I mean, I look at more specifically Woodbury more minutes. You know, a lot of guys more minutes, but it's going to be that kind of team where I can play various people multiple minutes, and at times there's going to be one group in there that's clicking and they're going to stay in for a little longer. But you know, I thought Aaron White early on hits a big three early, gets a steal early. He also had his hands on 3 or 4 balls that we didn't come up with, and then of course I wasn't going to put him back in after that.
Well, Gazelle, he has a great feel for the game. What is it about him that he showed tonight that you think fans can expect to see all season?
Well, you know, it's just kind of who he is. You know, he doesn't rattle. He's going to keep coming after you. He pressures the ball. He makes a mistake. He comes right back and does something good. He can shoot the ball when he's open. He knows when to shoot it, when to drive it, when to kick it. You know, it's just kind of how he is. I'm not surprised. He's not surprised. You know, I'm sure he'll have some games where doesn't get 18 points, but I mean, you know, when he's open, he shoots it. When he's covered, he passes it. You know, he can break the press. You know, he's got defensive instincts. He can move his feet. He's tough. He puts ball pressure and contains the dribbler, where he had so much trouble last year. So I was thrilled with him.
It's good to see Josh kind of get going there in that stretch.
You know, he's funny because the first two, I mean, I thought they were in and they didn't go in, and then he made that 3 out of the corner. That was a really hard shot. 2 seconds on the shot clock or whatever it was. I mean, that kind of got him going a little bit. But you know, he got some steals and he made a great back cut for a layup. I mean, that's what I want to see from him, a little more diversity than just a guy who's hitting some standstill. We know he's going to make standstill shots, but he's always a threat when he's out there. It's good for
you
us.
guys. Every player on the bench some playing time. How nice was it to be able to see them all in game situation and get a few minutes?
Well, you know, especially for your walk-on guys that work so hard to get out there. It's great to see Chris get a bucket. Kyle Denning, he's been tremendous for us this year. Last year he was a young freshman walk-on who had gotten hurt and sort of stumbled into his freshman year trying to figure everything out. Now he's been through it. He's in great physical condition and been a very valuable asset in practice. Came in. You know, they're in a 1-3-1. He's got to figure that out and navigate it and make sure we get a decent shot without turning it over. And I felt very comfortable with him in the game.
With the exhibition game over, you did many decisions on redshirting?
Yeah, probably, but I haven't talked to anybody yet, so you know, we'll probably redshirt somebody.
Would it be more than one, maybe?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Communication for the first game, offense, defense, decent to start?
Yeah, I think that can always be better, but I thought pretty good. You know, defensively, I thought we were really talking to each other. Probably better defensively than it was offensively, but you know, we stayed pretty much with the motion offense in this game, and been really trying to work on that. Got a little stagnant towards the end of the first half. I thought wasn't enough screening and cutting, and it's better in the second half.
How about defensively? It seems like when you went out of that press at the start of the second half, the perimeter shot was left open again, you weren't getting out to the shooters.
We got screened in once on the out of bounds, we were in the zone. That doesn't usually happen to Eric, and he got screened in one time. The other, I think the one kid got hot, and we separated a little bit. They were running a lot of screen roll, and then they were replacing, and that takes a lot of communication and efficiency. And to his credit, he recognized when he had a little space and raised up and shot it, so we gotta get that buttoned up.
How nice was it to see the second unit with that huge, I think it was 23-0 run in the middle of the second half?
It's funny, but I kind of don't even look at him as a second unit, because we got Basavi in there, and we've got, Olasini's a sophomore, Eric May's a senior. He's been starting off and on for 3 years. That's a very experienced group. Oglesby plays like a veteran. I thought for Clemens in particular, I thought he struggled in the first half and was terrific in the second half. And I just said to him at halftime, I said, look, you're better than that. Just go out and play the way you're capable of playing. And he did, and I think that was important for him.
I guess, what can you say about the way that Eric played tonight? He had seemed like a really big night coming off a couple
Not
of years.
surprised. He's been arguably one of our best players in practice. I started him last weekend here, against Creighton, and didn't start him today. But, he's just really a tremendous captain. He's going to give us what we need on defense. He's always in the right place. He knows where to go. It's great to see him jump shooting the ball the way he's been. He's been like that since the start of practice. That'll be big for us when he's scoring like he is. But the steals and the runouts and the transition opportunities and the energy and experience that he brings in off the bench, very few teams have that when they can go to a senior like that. And I kind of like him in that role.
Do you see the starting lineup staying this way for the opener, or are there some positions still up for grabs in practice?
I probably will stay the way it is, but to say that it would be like that every game is, that remains to be seen. See who's playing well, and I really wish I could have gotten Woodbury a few more minutes. I thought he was really perking up in the second half. In the first half, he got off to a good start, then he got a second foul, and by the time I was ready to put him back in, it was time to keep my guys on the bench at that point.
You do a good job of not trying to force it, you think, for Adam? Didn't seem to get frustrated?
Yeah, I thought I thought he ran well. I thought he got on the glass. I thought he passed it well, and I thought he played a really good game for a freshman in his first game. A couple of times he was trying to gather himself and got stuck in traffic. He's got to feel that double team or just feel the pressure and kick it out. Go right up or just kick it out. But too much fiddling is going to get him in trouble. So he'll learn and he'll get better at that.
How about that 100-point mark?
Obviously we want to put points on the board. We want to go, and we're going to shoot threes. What did we shoot? 25 threes today. We're going to press and run and shoot threes, or we're going to score points. The more important thing is, we held them to a pretty decent number, 33%. Didn't foul them a ton. A couple of crazy fouls late. We put them on the free throw line, fouling guys 90 feet from the basket. Can't be doing that. But again, when you're pressing, that's going to happen some.
One more question.
Gabe missed some scoring opportunities, but were you pretty happy with what you saw of him?
Well, I thought he was spectacular. He had 4 offensive rebounds in the first half. I know he was frustrated. He missed the tip in. He missed the bunny early. And then in the second half, he made 2 phenomenal passes that could have been charges. And, of course, he had a couple buckets. That was good to see. But, 6 and 6, pretty good with 4 offensive rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Should be 2 assists. It's not. It only says 1, but I can remember 2 specifically that he dumped off for layups. Pretty good day for him. Thank you.